Guys, Master Geek here, and I'm here doing a retrospective or, just review of every single figure in the Godzilla vs. Kong 6-inch line. And as you can see, there's a bunch of them. So, let's go ahead and get started. So first off, we've got Godzilla with Heat Ray. This was the basis for all the Playmates Godzilla figures for the Godzilla vs. Kong line up until Godzilla Kong the New Empire. As of right now, this model is still being put out there with a new energized Godzilla coming out here soon. It's already out in some countries. But yeah, this is the basis. This is where we start. And here's our Heat Ray. Atomic Breath. Looks really nice for the time. Anyways, we've got Kong with Battle Axe. This was our first Playmates Kong figure for the Monsterverse because of the 2005 line. But yeah, this was our first look at the design back whenever the figures first came out in 2020, I believe. Yeah, and I know some of you's probably gonna ask. My Kong had 2 left feet, and surprisingly, he can stand pretty well. I'll get that out. But yeah, for one of the main bases, it's pretty good. Let's get him out of the way, and then we've got Godzilla with, and he's stuck on my Kong Funko Pop. Godzilla with Radio Tower, and here's the Radio Tower. Now this is, I think, our only Godzilla in the 6-inch line that has clear dorsal spines. Up until the sets released, and then when the Hollow Earth set came out, he had solid dorsal spines again. Personally, I kind of like this one more than the Heat Ray version, which I'm pretty sure this one also has a knob for the Heat Ray in his mouth. But, yeah, I think he looks pretty good too. And, there was a gimmick with the Godzilla vs. Kong line, and that's the battle damage, if it'll focus. Come on, focus. It's focusing on the Funko Pops, but you can see the outline right there. Yeah, right there. The outline of it. Kong has one on his shoulder. Here's bicep. Whatever. But yeah, it's really nice that they put that gimmick in it. Gives people the feel of the older figures that came out years ago. But yeah, anyways, on to Kong with Fighter Jet. And at the moment, I do not know where the Fighter Jet is, so I'll put a picture up. But yeah, this is the main basis figure for the rest of the line up until the Hong Kong battle set came out. If you can't tell, it's the one with the closed mouth, which you'll see on all the other figures. I think this one's pretty cool. As you can see, the chest is not as dark as the Battle Axe figure, and that'll be a recurring thing with all the next figures. So anyways, let's move on to Skullcrawler, or better yet, known as number 10. Now, I remember before the film came out, and we got, the Skullcrawler figure shown off, people thought that the Skullcrawler was going to have a ginormous role in the film. It was going to have more screen time than it actually did. But as we know, it was just there so Mechagodzilla could get a kill in. And that was Godzilla's only kill in the film. I would say spoiler, but this is a movie that came out in 2021. You ought to see it by now if you're watching this. Just kidding, just kidding. But the battle damage on this one, and it's going to take me a second to get off because it's so tedious. I'm going to have to... Well, as you can tell, you take the back off and it'll reveal the, the spine and the rib cage of the Skullcrawler. Which I think was a really cool thing that Playmates did with their Skullcrawler. And I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. I just woke up a little bit ago. Sorry about that. And then, so here is our only Warbat figure that Playmates has ever made. And I just realized the Skullcrawler is the only one that Playmates ever made either. But, yeah. Now, as you can tell, this one doesn't like to stand. It falls back a lot, so you have to move the tail around a bunch. And, I think it's pretty cool. I remember when it was first revealed, it was called Mizuki. It wasn't called Warbat. But I kind of like Warbat more than Mizuki. Mizuki could be like an alpha version of a Warbat, so just save that for the future. And I think that might be what they're doing. But yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of posability on it. It's just you can move the tail, you can move, swivel this around. There we go, you see it. And you can move the wings, but the wings like to pop out every now and then. So yeah, let's move on to the powerhouse himself, Mechagodzilla. This is what started the whole debacle with the leaks, because everybody saw the original Playmates Mechagodzilla and was like, oh my god, it's Mechagodzilla. And Mechagodzilla's coming to the Monsterverse. And I remember that was just what kind of like set everything in motion pretty much for the toy line. Yeah. Just the basis for all their Mechagodzilla figures, which I think they only made 4. 2 6-inch, 1 7-inch, and 1 11-inch. So yeah. Now, and for Mechagodzilla, his battle damage is his chest right here. Can't really get it off with one hand. Yeah. But there's pictures of it online, so let's move these guys over. And let's get to wave 2 of the figure line, which is not as big as wave 1. I count Mechagodzilla as wave 1, but yeah. This is Hong Kong battle. Is it Hong Kong battle? I can't remember. I'll correct it. Hong Kong battle Kong. And as you can see, there's a lot of, neon colors, trying to signify the, the lights of Hong Kong during the night battle, not the morning battle. But yeah, as you can tell, it is the same mold as Kong with Fighter Jet. It's the exact same mold, just a different repaint. But, if it'll focus, yep, exact same mold. But with our next figure, let's move this guy over here. We've got Hong Kong Battle Godzilla, and as you can tell, they took the, white thing with the blues and the purples to an extreme because they made him hollow. I don't know why they didn't do that with Kong, but they did it with Godzilla, so I guess they just made it out of a different material because his legs feel super loose now ever since I got him. I remember when I got him, I made a couple scalpers upset because they were trying to get this one, this and the Kong when they came out, and I'm glad I got it before they did because I never saw any of these since then. And speaking of never seeing another one of them since then, we've got Supercharged Godzilla. This one might look familiar because it was in Godzilla Kong the New Empire in Bernie's office on his desk, sitting there. As you can tell, the head's a lot smaller, and I've seen people say that it's just really it's focusing on my Super 7 uh, reaction figures. Um, Come on, focus. Sorry. But anyways, I digress. I never saw one of these since I found it. Oh my god, it's really wanting to focus on the background. There we go. That's a good shot of it. But yeah, never saw one of them since then. And it looks just like the Battle Roar Godzilla. Yeah, just the Battle Roar Godzilla has a bigger head. But yeah. And to the next figure, we've got Antarctic Kong, or Antarctica Kong. As you can tell, he's covered in white paint all over the place to make it look like he's in the snow. I think it makes for a good Christmas figure. And I'm pretty sure that's what a lot of people thought. Cause like, look at it, look at that, look at the snow. It looks like that fake snow you'd find around Christmas time on stuff. That's exactly what it looks like. That's always what it reminded me of. But yeah, it's Antarctic Kong. Then on to our last figure, back to the battle, Hong Kong battle stuff. We've got Battle Mechagodzilla. He came with a proton screen, but I do not have the proton screen at me or around me at the moment. But overall, he looks pretty good. I've actually got two of these. There's one back in here with the Hong Kong battle set with Godzilla and Kong. But yeah, oh wait, I'm pointing the wrong way. I was pointing the supercharged Godzilla. But yeah, uh, just about the same as normal Mecha Godzilla. Yeah, and add them to the pile. Now there's just a pile of nothing but Godzilla versus Kong figures on my desk. So anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. I know it's a bit odd, but I wanted to fill something in the gap before Wednesday when my Titan Evolution Godzilla comes in. And you know for sure there's going to be a review on that. 100%. But I'd like to thank you guys for all the views on my last video and all the new subscribers. I'd like to welcome you guys to the channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.